From his studios in New York, it's time for Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Here's your host, Dan Tortora.
Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop. Make sure you listen in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora at its normal scheduled time every single Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. In today's very special show, this is the National Signing Day special for the Syracuse Orange 2018 incoming recruiting class for college football in this early signing day period. Typically, fans are used to February and waiting for that gift after Christmas. Well, this time it's coming right before Christmas on December 20th, and I'm happy to be here with you on this very special day that I get to share with you Syracuse fans, football fans, college football enthusiasts, and everybody in the Central and Upstate New York community. On today's broadcast, I'm very proud to share with you my one-on-one conversation with Trill Williams, cornerback from Archbishop Stepinac from White Plains, New York, who is here with me right now. And Trill, first and foremost, just what you can say about being a part of history, being a part of this early signing period. Now, for junior college players, it makes sense to have these moments, but to have an early signing period for a true freshman, just what it means to you to be a part of this and a part of college football history.
I feel good. Like, I feel like I'm getting a lot of weight off my shoulder before, I wait till the original signing day is in February, right?
Yeah, February, usually right in the beginning of February, in that first full week of February, it's that signing day, and so now you have the opportunity to do it in December as opposed to the beginning of February.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like I'm getting a lot of weight off my shoulder. Like, I don't have to, wait till that long when I know where I want to go, so I'd rather just sign early.
When you have this opportunity, this is something that wasn't allotted to recruits before you. I mean, you're going to be a part, like I said, of history of this early signing period to be able to get this done in December 20th, before Christmas. Just what it means to you to be a part of history and to be able to say that you are part of this new wave of the early signing period.
I mean, I'm happy to be one of the first to do it. So it's like, I feel good about it, but I'm probably going to be history for different other things too.
And when you say that you're going to be a part of history for other things too, you have spoken a lot about your belief in your abilities and what you can do for Syracuse. When you say you're going to be a part of history for other reasons, what are some of those reasons that you believe you'll be a part of history for? What are some of those things you believe you can achieve?
I mean, for me, I believe I can achieve anything I could put my mind to, my ability to. So it's just going to be a wait and see process,
Now, Trill, you had to go through injury. You had to go through an ACL injury. Just bring me into going through that process and the adversity of it and just how you weathered that storm, because some people, going through something as difficult as that takes, almost a year to rehab from, they give up or they feel that they can't be what they used to be. What kept you going through the process?
Well, going into my junior year, I had one offer that was to University of Buffalo. So I knew my junior year would be my breakout season because it would have been the first time that I would be like a premier player on my team. Because previously we had a lot of weapons on our team, and they would be graduating, so it would be my team coming up. So I knew that I would be able to get a lot of offers. And when I went down the third game, I thought all of that would go away. And Rutgers offered me the second game, so I went with them because it was my safety choice. And I honestly thought I wouldn't be the player that I am today. Right now, coming back off an injury, and the process was really hard. Rehab was really intense. There was a couple of times when I told myself, I really don't think this is what I want to do anymore, because I saw a lot of people come back from ACL injury not the same. So I didn't want people to think, oh, he was good, when he was healthy. So, I made me work harder. My mom kept me focused on doing my schoolwork first before anything. And, my dad helped me with rehab part, and my trainers, my coaching staff, they kept me leveled out, and I just had to go out there and ball out and not worry about my knee.
That coming from Trill Williams. Trill, you to look at where you've come from here, like you said, to not give up and to have that faith and have that belief that you can come back from this. Did you ever believe that you would be where you are at this point, that you would be, this good, so to speak? Did you feel that your knee and your body was going to get back to this level, or was there a concern that maybe you weren't going to get back to this point?
Well, I had a lot of people tell me that I probably won't be able to be where I want to be because of the injury, and I had a lot of people tell me I'm going to be a lot better, more explosive. So it was like people weighing me up and weighing me down. So it was like I had to pick a side, and for me it was all mental. Once I fed into me believing that my knee is 100% and I can go out there and play football like how I love playing it, it became easy for me. And throughout the games played this year, worrying about my knee faded away, and I was more comfortable playing.
When you look back to, coming back onto the field, bring me into that first moment, like you said, after going down early in your junior season and wondering what that was going to mean for your future, to bounce back the way that you did and to have the season that you had this year. Bring me into the first moment that you came back onto the field and just the thoughts that were going through your head and the appreciation for that moment.
Well, the first game I stepped on the field, we played St. Peter's. They're a really good team. They got a good receiver, and my goal going into that game was to lock the receiver down. First game back, I was excited, but playing defense, it didn't go the way it worked out in my mind, and I gave up a good 6 catches and a long catch, and I was like, this is not how I wanted to start my senior season. So I had to go back to practice and work even harder. I wore the knee brace that game, and after that game, I never put it back on, and every receiver that I went against had nothing over 3 catches.
To have that moment, like you said, to get on the field and to allow something right away, and then after that to minimize what a receiver is going to do against you. What clicked in your mind? What did that for you to say? Because, a lot of people say, I don't want to be in this position again, but it takes a lot of hard work, effort, enthusiasm, and a strong mental game above all things to say, I don't want to let this happen to me again, and then actually physically not let it happen again. Just bring me into what you did to make sure that didn't happen, because a lot of people can say they don't want to let a receiver do it again, but you didn't. So how did that all come about? How did you get yourself to elevate to that point?
With me from the first game, for me, I just had to build my confidence up back from scratch, because I've never been in that situation before, coming back off an ACL injury. So I had to build my confidence back up, and I don't want to be on the field and let a receiver catch the ball and let my team down for not doing my job. My job is to go on the field, and I'm a lockdown corner, so that's my job. And if I don't lock a receiver down, I'm not doing my job. I'm letting my team down, and that's what I don't want to do.
And to go back to one of these games, the Iona Prep game, we're looking at a touchdown that looked like it was all but happening. Receiver about to cross the goal line. You met him at the goal line, took the ball right out of his hands, and ran it backwards, cross midfield. Bring me into that play against Iona Prep. This is something that you don't see every day from a defensive back, to chase somebody down and then rip the ball out of their hands at the goal line and then send it the other direction. Just bring me into that play.
I'm a corner, but when I'm on the field, I feel like I can do everything. And, my dad always told me the play is never over until the ball passes the plane or the ref blows the whistle. And he started to slow up, and I started to pick up a lot of speed, came behind him, and it was just a will to want the ball. And I think that's what I had that he didn't. And, my team needed a big play. We scored that drive, and they scored the next drive. And if they would have scored that pass, they would have been up. So, that was a big play. Big-time players and big-time plays in a big-time moment. And that's what happened.
Speaking here with Trill Williams, an athlete standing over 6 foot, coming out of Archbishop Stepinac out of White Plains, New York. Trill, those are plays that you don't see every day, like I was saying before, that want to go out there and not only try and lower down what a receiver is going to do against you, try and diminish the amount of catches that they're going to have, but to take something away like that, never giving up on a play. I want to speak to you on that. Just what your effort and your enthusiasm is on never giving up on a play, including in a play like that, where it would be easy to say, okay, you know what, the receiver's going into the end zone, we gave up a touchdown, let's try and come back from here. The never give up mentality, bring me into that for you personally.
Well, no, growing up, my dad always told me to take pride in everything you do, and don't ever let anybody out hustle you or outwork you. And that helped, because if I didn't give up on the play, then he would have scored and brought my team down. We probably would have lost by 2 touchdowns instead of 1. So I just have a different drive when I'm on the field.
To look at the opportunity that Syracuse gave you, you're going to be signing early, and this is the early signing day special that you can sign in December as opposed to waiting until February. I want to, before we speak on signing on the dotted line, just what it means to you that Syracuse didn't give up on you, that they gave you an offer and they kept that offer, and as you were fighting back from an ACL injury, they stayed committed to you, just what that means to you.
They took a chance on me when a lot of the teams didn't want to take a chance on me because of my knee. And, I wanted to take a chance on them and be loyal to them how they was loyal to me through the whole process. And, growing up as a kid, this is what a lot of kids dream about, signing on National Signing Day. And wearing the hat and doing all that. And tomorrow is like one of my dreams that I will be accomplishing,
And to have that opportunity and to be able to do that, what made you want to sign on December 20th as opposed to waiting until February? I know you said, listen, I know where I want to be. I know it matters to me. But some guys say that and things go back and forth. They give their word to a team. Things change. What makes you so confident to make sure that you write that name down on December 20th instead of the beginning of February?
On, I think it was September 19th. September 19th. No other team was there but Syracuse, and some schools try to recruit me now, and going through my mind, what was you guys September 19th when Syracuse was the only one sticking by me, saying that I'll be back better than ever next year, and they still want me to be one of their top priorities, and that made me feel good. It's like, would you rather be needed or would you rather be wanted? And I wanted to be needed. So.
And to have that, like you said, Syracuse stood by your side and everybody else came in. That loyalty that Syracuse showed to you, did you feel like from day one you had to give the loyalty back, or did your loyalty with Syracuse kind of build over time?
It definitely progressed over time, but I always had, the day I committed to them, I was loyal to them, and that's my family, that's my new home, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
You had this very special moment where fighting back from an ACL injury, to be on SportsCenter and to have one of your plays be one of the top plays from Archbishop Stepinac. You're a high school player, yet you're making it on the national and international stage. Bring me into that moment, because you had actually written something toward them and kind of said, this is what I've done, like, check this out, and you got respect for that. Just what you can say about that moment of being connected to SportsCenter and what it meant to you.
No, actually, before the season started, me and my dad was like, it would be crazy if I got a SportsCenter top play, and then he was like, I could see you being on there, and I was like, all right, that's what I'm gonna do. Before I end my career playing football, or whatever, I wanted to be on ESPN top plays, and so it happened. My last play of my senior year, my last play ever playing high school, was on ESPN. So that's like one of my other goals that I accomplished, But I try not to get like a big head over that play because it's just one play, and I don't want one play to define me. And I'm gonna make a lot of more plays. That's probably gonna be on ESPN. But as of right now, that was just a good overall win for my team, and we got the win.
When you look back at that moment and say, at some point in my career, I want to be on ESPN's top plays, you did it in high school. You haven't played college ball yet. You're not in the NFL yet. So to achieve something like that so early in your career, how hungry does that make you to go to the next step, the next dream, the next desire that you have?
It made me want to, right now, like, work off season, get ready to play college football. Like, I don't want to go into Syracuse and them to have to, start me from scratch, and I have to be a red shirt because I'm not big enough or physical enough to play at that level. I want to be like a college athlete, like built already, So like that motivated me to work harder in the off season right now.
And to have that motivation moving forward, before I let you go, Trill, to look at Archbishop, Stepanak, and White Plains, New York, just what the community means to you and what this team has meant to you and how they've helped you to become a better player and a better person.
Well, I've always been the youngest on most of the teams I played for, and when I came into Stepanak, I started a freshman playing on JV, so I always had older guys to look up to, and when I was a sophomore, I played on varsity, and I had like a couple of guys, like TJ Morrison, he plays at Stony Brook, Tykel Fields, he plays at Stony Brook, Malik Crawford, they were like my big brothers, and they always pushed me to be better than them. And, they always held me to a higher standard than, say, an average sophomore. They treated me as a senior. So, that also helped me be the player I am today. And, just the kids in my school, they motivate me to go out and be the top player I am today. So I got to give it all to the school and past and present players that helped me be where I'm at today.
To have White Plains, to have Yonkers connected with you, how do you wear those on your back every day, so to speak? How will you rep them at Syracuse, so to speak?
Well, for one, I'm not going to go to Syracuse and be like a headache and embarrass the town I come from. So that's one thing. And, I'm just going to go out there and just make plays, be the best that I can be the best teammate I can be, and just try to make it to a bowl game.
But what makes you believe, Trill, in Syracuse? What makes you believe that this team can turn the corner? They've had 3 straight seasons of 4-8, haven't been to a bowl game in a while, and even when they had gone to a bowl game, it had been few and far between until Doug Marrone came forward and Scott Schaefer was able to get to one. Dino Babers going into his 3rd season, hoping to get to a bowl game for the first time. So what makes you believe in Syracuse's mission and believe in this team?
The coaching staff, just by being around them, being around their presence, they have a winning mentality. And even though they lost a few games, if you go back and watch the games, the top teams that's playing now, they almost beat those teams. They just had a few minor mistakes, but tweak those few minor mistakes, they win those games. So we can win games. It's not a problem. We just gotta fix a few minor mistakes, and we could be going to a bowl game almost every year.
And you had made the mention at Trill, when you look at your social media, and I know that you're active on social media, you made the mention that Jalen Ramsey, one of his highlight films, was like looking in the mirror for you. I covered Jalen with the Jacksonville Jaguars and fly down from New York to Jacksonville to cover this team. It's my 9th year covering the team. Jalen Ramsey is somebody that they have needed for such a long time. He's one of those shutdown type of corners that's physical, that lets you know he's on the field. Why is he like looking in the mirror for you?
Because when he's on the field, you can feel his presence on the field. Like he's really aggressive. He can press the top receivers. He doesn't back down from no receiver. He like when he's on the field, he feels like he's the best DB athlete on the field, you know, and that's how I feel when I go on the field. So he's just like somebody I look up to when I play defense.
And coming in as an athlete and capable of playing multiple positions, is corner where you're going to be at? Is this your starting point with Syracuse? Could you move around the secondary? How are things right now?
Well, as of right now, I think that they're going to put me at corner. That's what we talk about. And like, at heart, I'm a corner, but I'm just a corner that can just. That's an athlete. I'm a base corner, but I can do multiple things. You know.
That coming from Trill Williams. Trill, finally here in closing for you, what's a mission statement for you, not just as a player, not just as a student or a son, but overall, when I say Trill Williams is blank, what's that blank?
Man, no, I just want people to know that I work hard. You know, I've been working hard since I was 7 years old to be where I'm at today. And when I want people to hear my name, I want them to just be like that kid right there. You know, he been working hard since day one, never had a problem. So that's what I want to accomplish.
That coming from Trill Williams, signed on the dotted line with the Syracuse Orange. Trill, as always, I appreciate having you here on the show, and I look forward to what you'll be doing up at Syracuse and covering you from here on out. So congratulations, God bless, and I look forward to talking with you soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.